I welcome you all in this course on power plant engineering. So in this lecture 21 we will discuss mechanical cooling towers. Topics to be covered. By the end of this lecture you will be able to learn forced draft towers, induced draft counterflow towers, induced draft cross flow towers, round cooling towers. So the classification in the earlier lecture we will discuss the entire classification. Today we are going to be discuss about the mechanical cooling towers. These are the mechanical cooling towers. Forced draft towers, induced draft counterflow tower, induced draft cross flow tower, round cooling tower. Forced draft towers. See the name itself it indicates very clearly. Forced means either you have to use a fan. See the fan is located at the base of the tower and air is blown by the fan. So the air will be flowing towards upward direction. See here how the air will be flowing. So but water will be in descending. See water will be spraying here. So air will be flowing and water will be spraying. So when the air will be moving in this direction, the air absorbs the heat from the water by convection currents. See the entire water is removed by the, see here when the air will be flowing through these here, it will be going out. So when it is moving out or otherwise when you are releasing to the atmosphere, it is moving to the drift eliminator. So what the drift eliminator will do, in the earlier lectures we discussed very clearly, the eliminator will do, it removes what are the water particles will be there in the air, that will be removed here. So remaining all the things we in the earlier lectures we discussed very clearly about these all the things. See here from heat exchangers the hot water will be coming here and it will be get sprayed. The sprayed water will be come down here. The water will be get filled in the fillers. From the filler again the water will be get splitted and sprayed onto the air. See here at the bottom the water will be get collected. This water is the cold water. Again we are feeding to the system or otherwise it is we are giving to the heat exchanger. This is regarding forced draft tower. Next one is the induced draft counterflow tower. See here what is the difference? The difference lies only in supply of air. So generally in the earlier slide the fan will be placed at the bottom, but here fan will be placed at the top. See the fan is located at the top of the tower and air enters to the lowers. See here the air will be entering here lowers located on the tower side. This will be on the near to the tower side, and here the air will be flowing here and it will be air will be passing the fill. You can see here the fan drops up air discharge to the fan. See here this is the fan taking air from the lowers and the air will be moving out. See here the hot water will be entering here, the hot water will be get sprayed through the nozzles. So when it will be sprayed, it will be filled in the filler, again it will be the water will be sprayed here, but when the air will be passing through it, the air will be flowing through that like this, it absorbs heat from the water through convection and finally it will be going to the atmosphere. The hot air, this is the air is the hot air. Generally these type of towers made with a combination of fiberglass, PVC and stainless steel developed by the Parapur Cooling Tower Limited, Calcutta, are available in 38 models covering a capacity range of 150 ton of refrigerant TR in a single unit. This is regarding induced draft counterflow tower. Next one is the induced draft cross flow tower. See here the tower provides, see here the tower provides horizontal air flow as water falls. See water will be coming here in this direction, water falls. This is the cross flow of air to water. the water will be get down here. You can see here from heat exchanger, the water, hot water will be coming here. Here there is a nozzles will be there. From the nozzles the water will be get sprayed here. See, these are the number of splash fields are placed here. So this is the air will be entering from the bottom. See here, the air will be entering here. See the fan here, the fan, this is the fan, is centered at the top of unit, draws air through two cells. These are the two cells that are paired to a suction chamber partition beneath the fan. These are the different two chambers are partitioned behind the fan. So the drift eliminator, here I am not showing, but the drift eliminator turns air towards out. Here what will be happen? The drift eliminator removes water from the air. Air only will be get into out. That is the air is hot air. See, what is the outstanding feature here about this particular cooling tower is a lower static pressure loss. It is a very low static pressure loss, as there is a less resistance to airflow. That is one important outstanding feature of this particular tower. See, the cooling of water in all types of tower is due to the heat lost by the water to the air by convection, conduction and evaporation as it comes in contact with the air. First there is a direct exchange of heat between the ascending air and falling drops of water through convection and conduction. See, then there is a cooling produced by the evaporation over the whole surface of water drops. So such rapid evaporation over the water films in the tower induces cooling. So further, the steam so produced being lighter than air intensifies the draft. So there is some cooling by evaporation on the face of all wet parts of the layers and of the internal fields. This is regarding induced draft cross flow tower. And the next one is the round cooling tower. See here, there is a drift eliminator, and here how the water will be get distributed, and these are the fields. So from that the water will be get sprayed or falling on the, when the air will be coming, the field from the field the water will be again will be get sprayed. That very clearly discussed in the earlier slides. See, with this design we have land use economy. So less land is less in economy point of view, the land will be very less, and there is no longer pipes, very short pipe runs. These are the basic advantages of this round cooling tower. So in addition to this, by moving the fans, generally here this is the location, there are number of fans will be there. By moving the fans from the top of the periphery, this is the periphery, we remove them from 100% humidity flume, where the possibility of blade rusting is very high. So when the fans are moving here, then when the fans, the air will be blowing onto the parts. So we can remove the humidity present in the air. So they are also easily accessible for maintenance and service. This is one more advantage of the round cooling tower. So this tower can give better plumb rise from the single discharge compared with the induced round tower. This is regarding the round cooling tower. So I done this entire video by using this particular resource. That's all for today. Thank you.